Laura from the Pcom for Teen Show, and I'm out and about in Paulding. I'm at a friend's house, and they have a garden, and I get to pick tomatoes. Those are regular tomatoes, and these are cherry tomatoes. See, look, those. That's a regular tomato. And then over here we have cherry tomatoes, and over here, well, I don't remember what these are called. Some other kind of tomatoes. But I'm gonna pick them. It's another tomato. It's adorable. It's another one. So, I've actually learned some stuff while I've been out here. These are cherry tomatoes. These are not ripe at all. That's why they're like a light green color. These ones are a little bit more, but you still don't want to pick them. This one right here, if you wanted to pick it and set it up in your windowsill, it would ripen. But this one is a good juicy red color, so I'm going to go ahead and pick it. It's a good cherry tomato. This is a Roma tomato. I just picked it. You can make spaghetti sauce with it. These aren't quite as ripe as you want them to be, but if you set them up in the windowsill, like we said, then they'll ripen in a couple of days. So we're going to go ahead and pick. This is what happens when you don't pick the tomatoes. They fall off onto the ground and die. Look how sad and lonely the tomato is. Always pick your tomatoes. See, more examples of not picking the tomatoes. When they get overripe, the skin starts to split, and like on this one, they like explode and nasty tomato juice comes out. Always pick your tomatoes on time, or else this will happen. The big problem with gardening is bugs. This poor tomato has been eaten by a bug. And if you look on the leaves of the plants, there's all sorts of little tiny holes from where different bugs, like caterpillars and stuff, have been eating on the plants. So always, when you're gardening, since it's a big issue, there are sprays and stuff you can get that won't harm you or the plants, but will keep the bugs away. But just in case, always wash your vegetables and fruits before you eat them. For all you southerners out there, see this giant green tomato? It's not ripened yet, but you can always take it home, pick it anyways, and have fried green tomatoes. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that this used to be a cucumber or a squash. I'm going to guess a cucumber because of these little specky thingies on it. I'm not entirely sure what happened to it. It's like whenever you eat too much grease and all the fat goes down to your thighs. That's kind of like what happened to this cucumber. Don't ever let this happen to your cucumbers. I found something besides our different kinds of tomatoes and a really deformed cucumber. These are peppers, and I do believe these are actually jalapeno peppers. Same rule applies. Whenever they're big and green is when you pick them. Right next to the other peppers that we saw a second ago, these are bell peppers. You can see one right here. And then another good one is back here. See, you see these a lot, but they're not quite ready to pick yet. Even though they're green, they're not big enough, so we're going to wait. And then right here, we see a really big plant. This is a bean plant, like string beans, like green beans that everybody eats. This is what it looks like when it's growing, but there's none like ready to pick yet. But this is what it looks like. Over this way, we actually have some herbs and stuff. Like right here, we have parsley, which everybody sees. Like if you go to the restaurant, you see the little green leaves on your plate. That's parsley. That's what that is. And you use it as decoration or just kind of like there. Here we have some rosemary. Over this way we have oregano, which is used in a lot of Italian dishes along with basil. So these is your little herb rectangle. Right here there's some cucumbers that are still growing. If you see the little yellow blossoms, those actually turn into the cucumbers. And they take a while to grow so they can get nice and big. Right here you see asparagus. Asparagus takes a really long time to grow. And it's below ground, and this is what it looks like on top, which I think it looks pretty cool. And then if you look over there, there's a couple little sprouts out of the big leaves. Those are actually eggplants. and that's what they look like. And they also take a really long time to grow. This is what they look like beforehand. So you've seen all the plants and everything, but one thing you haven't seen yet is our friend who takes care of the garden and makes sure all the critters stay away. I'd like you to meet Fred. That's Fred. It's a lovely scarecrow. Fred, say hi. Fred's a little bit camera shy, but every garden always requires a good scarecrow to take care of their garden. So I've been out here at a friend's garden. I've picked all kinds of tomatoes of all varieties. I've seen all sorts of different peppers, and I've really just had a great time. So gardening is always a lot of fun. So from the Pcom for Teens show, this was Sierra out and about in Paulding.
Oh, ew! Oh, ew!
What'd you do?
Oh my! Oh!
That's just...
Oh! I stepped on a tomato.